Hello everybody, me Phone here, and I'm here with my broadcast partner with Ballpoint Pen. This is Game 2 of the NBA on 2K Sports. If you enjoyed your first game, you will love the momentum out there with the last night's game as the Nuggets beat over against the Clippers. But it wasn't that close at all. With the last part of the game, the Timberwolves have already been crushed out against the Rockets. It was definitely not an easy choice that they've really been doing it for, but that was definitely a big and brutal bouncing game. It was definitely very hard on the match, and yes, they did. I mean, it really has been taking a smackdown here. Not really an easy take. If you recall the last game, the New York Knicks beat over against the Detroit Pistons with the last part of a score. Their series is 1-0, but we will try to see what happens with the second game. Will this be New York or Detroit to tie the series? Now my next commentary supporters I have is Son of Beast. He's also along with some other commentators. And along with that one, the other side of it goes with Paintbrush, and the third commentary of the crew is Tyler Beast. And with that being said, here are the head coaches. It will be JB Bickerstaff for the Detroit Pistons and New York Knicks Tom Thibodeau. And here are the starting lineups. Kate Cunningham, Tim Hardaway Jr., Azura Thompson, Tobias Harris, and Jalen Duren. And the other side is Jalen Brunson with Miguel Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and the cat of Karl Anthony Towns. Let's get you down to Madison Square Garden for tonight's presentation. I'll see you all everybody later for the post-game show. Enjoy for yourself. Pistons, Knicks, next. Now it's time to visit the visiting team of the Detroit Pistons. At shooting guard, Tim Hardaway Jr. Number 8. At power forward, Tobias Harris. Number 12. At forward, Azura Thompson. Number 9. At center, Jalen Duren. Number 0. And in point guard position, Kate Cunningham. Number 2. The head coach for the Pistons is JB Bickerstaff. And now, your starting lineups for your New York Knicks. At 4, at 6'4", number 3, Josh. At guard, at 6'6", number 25, Miguel Bridges. At 4, at 6'7", number 8, OG Anunoby. At guard, at 6'2", number 11, Jalen Brunson. At center, 7 feet, number 32, Karl Anthony Towns. And the head coach for the Knicks, Tom Thibodeau. Let's hear it for your New York Knicks. Greetings everyone, as we're here at Madison Square Garden, and this is our big night here of the NBA playoffs on 2K Sports. I'm Son of Beast, and I'm here with my broadcast partner, along with the other two, a Paintbrush and across Tyler. Here are the starting groups as we are getting ready to start. It's Game 2 here at the Garden for the NBA playoffs of the first round. The third versus the 6th seed, as we are about to be seeing the rematch between Pistons and Knicks. And as right now, it's Tom Thibodeau and JB Bickerstaff as we are ready to take things on to show what they are now. This is Game 2 starting now. Pistons wins the face tip-off, and we are underway. Cunningham starts things over, and he will now try to see what he can do here on playing on his offense. Tobias Harris is on Josh Hart. Man across the other side, OG Anunoby on Azura Thompson. Man around the angle, Miguel Bridges on Tim Hardaway Jr. And in center is Karl Anthony Towns against Jalen Duren. First shot goes in for Thompson, and this will be his first bucket for the Detroit Pistons. Here's Jalen Brunson. He's right toward the other wing as he's making a switch here on opposite side. Anunoby for three, and he's got it. The three-pointer knocks him down for OG Anunoby. That'll be the first three-pointer for New York. Wow, that's a great start afterwards. That's Knicks lead 3-2. They don't really seem to care for it if they want to. Duren pass to Harris, fades the three. Over again to Duren with a perfect alley-oop pass. That goes to Tobias Harris with his first assist of the game. Brunson toward the outside, now finds OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby to pass over finding Hart. Hart, pass back to Towns, gives a three. The other way is good. That'll be Cat's first three-pointer. And it's a 6-4 game. There's a back-to-back switch afterwards. I mean, I am not even kidding afterwards. That's definitely on a higher take. Duren against Hardaway Jr. Now over Miguel Bridges. Probably the miss here for Detroit. Miguel Bridges on his way down, passing Hardaway Jr. Will try to push the put back. That will be a missed two-point opportunity for New York Knicks. Thompson's over the other way with a screen. In the middle, the drive inbound. No good, and rebounded by Bridges. This will be his first rebound of the night. On the finish, great stop here by Tobias Harris as he pulls a stop. Now Thompson's right toward the wing as he'll now try to give a dish over to Howell of a look. Thompson passes to Hardaway Jr., looks to Cunningham. Screen on Duren. Cunningham up. The rebound by Karl Anthony Towns picks his stop. There's no dragging away here, but Karl Anthony Towns has been like one of his best plays afterwards. I mean, whatever happens when the last postseason turned to be the Minnesota way, and now turns over to make another new change off to have it all. I mean, it doesn't really stand out for Jalen Brunson and their team. They just have to choose what they have to go with. At the line, shooting two will be Jalen Brunson, as there'll be a foul on Tim Hardaway Jr. with 5:29. You know, starting playing often that works for Jalen Brunson is going to be a struggle to make the paint afterwards. They're just going to need to start shooting it oftenly to get back into pointer. First free throw knocks in for Jalen Brunson. You know, the feeling for Jalen Brunson with that one with the point guard position, it's the big opposite proponents. The feeling of it is definitely the quick draw. That face-off never really happens to be like anyone that's going to like try to like keep over it. Brunson hits the second. Detroit trailing by 4. Now Cunningham will start making his way right over to Hardaway Jr. Hardaway Jr. Screen on Cunningham. Here's a shot, and this will drop in for Hardaway Jr. This will be his first bucket, and this will be down by 2 for Detroit. Not really sure what's going to happen, but they have really been stepping in. Hart in the middle, fades, finds a pass on Anunoby. On the pass to Brunson. Brunson. Scribble around him. Fade a shot. Watching a 3-second violation. Anunoby up. Reverse drive, no good. Thompson with his own rebound, not finding Tobias Harris. Harris right toward the wing. In his zone. Grabs his back. On a shot. Makes it in. Tobias Harris with his first bucket in to tie it up for 8. 4:30 left to go in the first quarter as Brunson's on the wing. Finds Anunoby. Anunoby, the screen by Hart. Anunoby drives it in, makes a step, And it's now a 10-8 game. I don't know, he's got a second in the 2 out of 3 field goals in this game. Well, they don't really see that one coming optically. And I say now that it looks like that Anunoby's definitely like on the pressure wards. After playing with the Toronto Raptors, he might have just have another strange feeling to get over it. It's a big strain. Hart now finds it over to get a Brunson. A pass over to Anunoby, looks at Towns, back to Anunoby. Anunoby trying to switch around, here's a shot. Cat couldn't get a rebound in as Duran takes it over. Cunningham with a spin move on Brunson. Cunningham passes to Harris. With a screen, Harris against Hart, and it's stolen by Brunson. Brunson's got his first steal of the night. Now Brunson finds Towns. Shoots over Thompson, and good. Towns takes his first 2-pointer to drop it in. Timeout on Detroit Pistons with only 3:16 to go. And that's what I see what goes in for Cat. This is definitely a great start to push it in. I've really never seen anybody that makes a great start. And we will step aside things with you shortly as you'll get things over to have a great start for Cat. Now, I know what you're saying about Karl-Anthony Towns, but he makes it a great thing to show things optically when he doesn't do anything that much. Karl-Anthony Towns grew up in New Jersey, and then he made his way over to start things off with the big Batita, a Dominican, and now he's making his way over to play with his team. At first, he was age 29 from the starting of his growing up in Edison, New Jersey, and before making his return after Minnesota, he has now been played off to go near from Jersey, and he's playing with the New York team. And now they're very happy enough because the New Jersey people say that Cat is one of the best. Hey, best of Edison, he's definitely one of the most famous players here. St. Joseph is his high school, and then Kentucky is next? Well, the same thing with Jamal Murray had. And I really don't say now, I mean, this is the big often league. I've seen that so many people really love Cat. That's for New York team. New substitutions are on the court here for Detroit, as now Stewart's checked on the court. And the other side is Dennis Schroeder. Over on the other side is Malik Beasley. And then it's Saucer right toward away, and Patecchio right from here. 4 players checked out, 4 players checked in. Mitchell Robinson, Achua, Josh Hart moves over, and Miles McBride subs in on the court. Schroeder against Jalen Brunson. And this will be an offensive foul. That will be on the first foul for Schroeder. This will be a first turnover on Detroit. That starts going bad oftenly. The second turnover doesn't really start oftenly. Now, if you don't play this right, you're going to get whipped up. Brunson, and a reach and foul will be on Isaiah Stewart, his first foul, and their second team foul for Detroit. They look like a little unconfident out there. You know, I see going on here that Jalen Brunson was a little unstepping his position, and what I say now, that early reason doesn't really make that one a good start. Robinson right to a corner, now finds Achua. Here's McBride, up for 2, and good. McBride takes his first 2-pointer. Knicks take it over, up by 6. Here's Schroeder against Jalen Brunson, now finds Holland. Holland, toward away. In the middle, Schroeder outside. Off for the opportunity rebound, and Stewart scoops it drive and makes a bucket in. This will be Stewart's first bucket in the game with 2 points. Here's Schroeder against Jalen Brunson. On a foul, it's been raged. That's his second for Isaiah Stewart and a third team foul for Detroit. Oh, that really must have been put it up there very badly. I'm thinking that what happened with this play is like swept out of his hand. I think that wrist, that's a big bummer how it works. I mean, what happens with Jalen Brunson, he doesn't really get it oftenly. This will be his second trip to the free throw line for Jalen Brunson, and another free throw percentage attempt for New York Knicks. 2:12 to go in the first. Brunson knocks down the first free throw. Now checking back in on the court will be Detroit. As this one will start it in Stewart's checked out, and coming back in will be Saucer and Malik Beasley back on the court. Well, the big start of it is now for nickname Brunson Burner. He was definitely one of our biggest undertake here, and in first play with the Dallas Mavericks, he was really all what he just had to be. And playing Rookie Player of the Year, honoring as a junior, he really has won 2 national championships of the NCAA with the Villanova Wildcats. Can I say now that he's really like a best player on his own? From 2015 to 18, that's a big score. Beasley misses the three-pointer, and it's McBride with the rebound. Over to Brunson. Great finish on a carry. That'll be McBride's first assist, as it will be Brunson with a 2-point game. 18-10 is the score. Look at how good this is. That's for Dylan Brunson. He's been scoring on track. Quintecchio against Akua. Akua on Schroeder. Here's a screen from Quintecchio. A 2-pointer up. That's missed again. Josh Hart with his own rebound. Hart right to the outside. Alley-oop to Robinson's got it in! What a take for Robinson, as this will be Hart's first assist. Now you don't see that play often, Lee. How do you do that? That's where Robinson he's been putting in with a nice shot. Schroeder finishes off with a right-hand drive, and this will be back down by 8. No, there's sir now. I mean, that's for Dennis Schroeder. He's been like scoring things in. Brunson with the finish, makes a scoop drive with his right hand. Brunson adding another 2-pointer. 22-12 to score. Schroeder against Brunson. Beasley with the screen, denies the opportunity, now finds Beasley for 3. Another miss, back to Quintecchio. 30 seconds left in the first quarter, as Schroeder's back the other way, not finding Saucer. Saucer pass to Holland. Holland looking it over. 3 to shoot. Over Robinson. And it's rebounded by Robinson. Great solid D here for New York, and now it's McBride on the corner. Fast break, scores a drive. 24-20-12 is the score. Shooter against Jalen Brunson. Down to 5. Shooter with the shot. And that will not carry in for the buzz beater. That will be the end of the first quarter. A 24-12 start in the second game for the Knicks. We'll be back with you shortly after this. This is where the big star comes in. New York is a pride to show all things here. No quit, no match. That's what definitely happens. And if you're just tuning in for the second quarter, we're back here at Madison Square Garden to show how it's going on. The biggest of the take is for New York Knicks. They've already been winning this one in the first game, but there's going to be another take in a second. How do you think of that? Well, I'm not really sure how this is going to cooperate this, but they really are sure that they're wanting to try to like make them win all. Some reasons. I gotta say now that the Detroit Pistons are definitely like a harder team to do for, but let's hope there is for anything. Here are the starting groups here for the Knicks. Hart is with Obi. Bridges is in swamp shooting guard. And then across is Brunson, and in the center is Karl Anthony Towns. Here's Miguel Bridges, he's right toward the wing, trying to pass to Payne, and he goes back to Bridges. Bridge taking his time to screen on Payne, and right in the middle, and on a drive, kicks it back, Payne up with the 2. That one misses off the target here. Kate Cunningham with his first rebound. Cunningham, slowing it down. Trying to find a better path, looking for Hardaway Jr. Hardaway Jr. slides it back. Passes over to Cunningham. Cunningham pushes forward. Back step for 2. And it rolls in and out. That will be rebounded by Towns. Towns off to Mikal Bridges. Bridges slides it back with a shot. Back stepper. That's no good. Harris with the rebound. With under 7 minutes to remain in the second quarter of the game. Here's Harris on Cat. Miguel Bridges switches over. Cunningham outside on Payne. Screen under in. Ball's loose. It's stolen by Towns. Miguel Bridges on the finish. the drive and a foul. That'll be Tobias Harris from his first personal and their first team foul for Detroit. There's about 6:30 left in the first half. This is what happens right now. They don't play it that easier at all for Mikal Bridges. He's not really getting all of it down. That's definitely our hard take. Mikal Bridges at the free throw line, shooting 2 for the New York Knicks. He knocks down the first free throw. Now some new changes here for the Pistons as Thompson's checked in for Tobias Harris. New York Knicks are making new changes here because one player is off on the court to slide it back, and we'll make a new change here to show it how it's done. And you can see for Mikal Bridges, he was selected here for the New York Knicks in the 2018 NBA draft pick. But this one was not really currently what the team is. In his 10th time, he has played for one of his teams. First it was the Phoenix Suns, and one time was playing with the Brooklyn Nets. And now he has been traded off, and now he's with the Knicks. Doesn't really matter already. I felt like that this would be Mikal Bridges' team to try to keep it all what he has been doing for. Nothing really stands shot. What I gotta say, it's not really easy. Kate Cunningham, what a great drive. After a bucket 1 for Detroit, foul's been picked up by New York. And it's only one free throw for Kate Cunningham. And I've really never seen what's going on now. And that one puts Payne for the first personal foul. That one was not going to start off that well. He didn't really think he was going to keep it all, but that one gave out. And he missed the free throw. That will only make 2 shots to make it in on the bucket score. Mikal Bridges, great D by Tim Hardaway Jr. Hardaway Jr. and Mikal Bridges. Sides back, now finds Stewart looking to Cunningham, back to Hardaway Jr. Hardaway Jr. Cunningham with a drive, make a good jump flow as he makes another 2-pointer. And it goes to Hardaway Jr. with the assist. 25-16 to score. Slides back, Anunoby up. That 2-pointer misses, and the putback will put it in. Here's Thompson toward the wing. Thompson watching on Towns, sliding it over. Thompson trying to get over it. 6 to shoot. Thompson need to get moving on the shot. It's blocked. What a take here by OG Anunoby. That's his first block of the game. Well, I didn't really see that one coming along here for OG Anunoby. That's a great block to start that off. Cunningham now finds Stewart right toward the other way. Stewart swings it around. Stewart over around Cat, and he's got it in. That's another 2-pointer for Detroit Pistons with only 4:45 left to remain in the first half. Payne on the outside, looking for a 2-pointer to get over. Pass to Anunoby for 3. That rolls in and out. And it goes back to Anunoby. With the screen, Anunoby slides back, pass to Hart, outside in the corner for 3, and good. Right from the outside corner range for Josh Hart. A 10-point lead for New York. This is what happens now, but the New York Knicks have really been just battling it off. No backcourt violation for Kate Cunningham. Off to Cunningham. Over Payne. That shot misses. It's stolen away, and a foul is being picked up on Payne. That's his second personal and his second team foul for New York. Tom Thibodeau was not really getting all that done. He was not showing his kind of respect, but that really took it away from him. Free throw coming up for Kate Cunningham as he's at the free throw line shooting 2. And that foul was definitely picked off for some reason. I was not feeling on this one. It just didn't really start that optimally. And what I know about Kate Cunningham, he's just really keeping eyes out of the way, not really seeing things going on. That's big ouchie moment. They never really just get over this too soon. Hardaway Jr. checked out as Beasley's checked in, and Achua's checked in for Cameron Payne. and McBride on the other side. The second free throw is good for Kate Cunningham. They are down by 8. Just about under 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter before the end of the first half. Now the chance for Towns as he will make a pick and screen look to get into Achua. Achua over with the shot, and it's rebounded up, picked off by Thompson. Here's a chance for Cunningham, and that shot misses again. Here's Bridges on his way down, trying to look for another pass to McBride. McBride shoots, and that one stops in for Isaiah Stewart. Beasley right toward the other way against Miguel Bridges, and a shot for Thompson, and a great D by Anunoby. Anunoby getting another rebound in. Thompson, look up Bridges, over with the shot. That's another miss here for New York. Calling for David Aldridge about Karl Anthony Towns, and he's been growing up here in New Jersey. He really makes it all a big mistake. It was not really just the option, but the Tom Thibodeau, he was making it aggressive, and this is what happens with we are strong at this point. We win here in New York, we go home happy. If we lose this game, we will be sad enough that this will be a disappointment effort to try to pick it all up. And this is what the fans do. They just cry out, they don't really like it effort. Well, I wouldn't say so. I mean, crying is not my big option. McBride shoot. Misses the target. That will be Stewart with the rebound over to Cunningham. Here's Beasley. Beasley looking around, now finding again to Kate Cunningham. Cunningham. Sidesteps in motion, up at the drive, and he's got it in. Kate Cunningham, what a great move. He has 8 points. Yeah, I know what Kate Cunningham is just really getting all into it, and he is really not able to push it all the speed. That must have taken in there with a sidestep. Achua now fighting Towns. Towns with a shot. Misses, put back with a dunk. Wow, that was quick. He really couldn't see that one where he was going. I felt like he was putting a one-hand dunker. That's incredible. Timeout given by Detroit Pistons with only 1:40 left to remain in the first half. Good game on the effort. They didn't really start off complaining about why are we losing this one. Well, they now put it back in. Yeah, I know. I mean, I was feeling like that this would be a struggle for them, and not really anybody was the favorite. Seemed like that was going to be like on a hard take effort. Nothing really stops it. Don't forget, folks, we have our halftime show coming up for you, as we'll have one of our big takes in to show what tones to be a closeness to farness. Close game or not so close game. There's only one choice that's going to change it all what's going to happen. And with this being said, it's definitely not an easy take, not an easy time. Nobody wants to know what's going to happen. So that'll be the next part of it on the halftime show coming up after the first half. Now with some new changes here for the Pistons after the New York Knicks here making new changes. As Contentious back on the court with Dennis Schroeder. And toward the other wing, trying to look for Saucer. Right toward the screen. Stewart on the drive, got it through. Isaiah Stewart adds another 2-pointer, and Schroeder with the assist. He's off to Achua, and a rebound by Harris. Harris getting another rebound in with only 1:15 left. Malik Beasley's 3, no good. McBride spins, and a slam down with one-hand dunk. That goes to McBride with the assist, and as OG Anunoby gets another dunk down. They didn't really spot that coming afterwards. I mean, this was really like turnout take for anything. It's impossible run score. And a great 3-pointer for Detroit as he makes another 3-pointer ball. McBride passes over to Towns. Goes around, runs it for 3. Doesn't connect it for a 3-point range. This will go back to Harris. Shooter outside of the zone. 32-27 to score. Shooter pass to Harris. Harris looking it over. The screen by Stewart. Here's a jump shot. And put back. Doesn't get it off to it. Solid D by Karl Anthony Towns. Brunson right after it. On a sprint. Trying to end the first half. Brunson. 5 seconds. Fades. Up it goes. And that's off the target. That ends the first half of the game, 32-27. Tightly contested game, but we'll see what goes on as he sent to David Aldridge.
Thanks very much, Coach. This team is still developing. What do they need to do to really reach their max?
Just keep working every day. Keep running, remember, great concentration.
Sounds simple, but I know it's not. Coach, thanks for your time. Back to you guys.
All right, David, thank you very much. Please stand by for the halftime show, and we'll be back with you shortly.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. New York came out ready to play. They led by as many as 12 points, fueled by tough defense and great offense. They were able to string together a nice set of offensive plays to finish the quarter, making their last 4 shots. Momentum shifted quite a bit during the second quarter, as did their scoring, but they still hold a 4-point lead at the break. Taking a look at the Knicks, Kenny, what'd you think?
It's always a positive sign to see assists coming like this. They're moving the rock with ease and keeping each other happy. It's a brand of unselfish basketball that is fun to watch.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
They did some good things, but not enough. They need to start being more assertive. Go harder to the rim. Generate some free throw opportunities at the very least. Do something.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
You've been watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. And as we get started for the third quarter, we are back at Madison Square Garden for our start as a 32-27 game. Had a little status here for Jalen Brunson, guys, of your takes. Well, Jalen Brunson, he's been like a dominant on my effort. I mean, he's really like the biggest guy. I was able to see how he has been dominating to make that one playable stop. And they've really been pushing things out of the way to get this one moving. I say so too. Let's see if they help it keep it alive. We start the third quarter as the both guys are on the groove. Miguel Bridges is with Karl Anthony Towns. And Anunoby is right toward the wing. Jalen Brunson is right toward the outside. And Josh Hart is from the center shooting guard. For Detroit, it's on with Amir Thompson. Ben Tim Hardaway Jr. Tobias Harris right toward wing. Cunningham's from point guard position. And Duran in center. Here's Duran trying to score over Karl Anthony Towns. There he goes, up and went. Tries again. And this one got a good stop here by Karl Anthony Towns. Hart with the finish, makes a right-hand drive into the middle, a 34-27 game. The Knicks have been coming out to make a stoppage on their play to get back into action. Not always what they did. I mean, they've really been stepping. Cunningham, Hardaway Jr. from outside. And a screen by Duran for the 2, and he's got it. That's the number 2-pointer for the Pistons. Tim Hardaway Jr. adding another 2-pointer. Miguel Bridges against Hardaway Jr. Toward his way, fades too many times. Hart outside. Hart with the screen on Cat. Toward the middle. Another miss by New York Knicks. Duran with a nice defense effort. Hardaway Jr. right turn outside. Trying to block the shot. And the 3-2 ball misses again. Miguel Bridges from the outside, trying to push back in. Hart looks to Brunson. Brunson over the Towns. Trying to look over it again. 3 for Hart. That's missed again. Rebound by Thompson. Thompson getting another rebound here to try to pull it back up. They're not really shooting it off that well. I mean, I don't know what they're doing now, but this is not how they are starting it off that big. They really got to find another way to get through it. Adobe up. 2-pointer misses. And Towns slams it down with one hand dunk. 36-29. That's how Cat does it all to pick a one-hand jam. Oh, yes, he does. I love it, Daddy. Offensive foul. That will be on Thompson. It will be a legal screen. This will now change over to the Knicks ball. Now substitutions are on the court. As Cunningham's checked out and checking back in is Saucer. Knicks making new changes here. Karl Anthony Towns is checked out. And it'll be Mitchell Robinson checking in. Bridges finds Brunson with the finish. Great move. That's for Brunson as he adds another 2-pointer. Crowd is showing wild. They really are tipping it off. Saucer in the wing. Try to watch carefully. Saucer spins, goes back the other way. Ball's loose. Saucer still has it. That will be battled by Duran. Duran shot no good. Robinson right over it again to Adobe. Back the other way to Hart. Hart on the drive. Good. That one finishes off with a right hand hard drive. 7 points in the game, 3 out of 6. They're not really noticing how Hart was being trying to keep in for. He's been like keeping an eye on energy. I really see what's going on. Here's Brunson. Brunson, pass to Bridges, looks to Robinson. Robinson fades back to Brunson. A screen for Robinson. Loops it up for the 2, and good. Brunson adds another 2-pointer. He has 12. He just really couldn't get over this downhill trail, and Brunson would score big. Saucer passing over the alley-oop, unsuccessful. Hart looks to Bridges on a finish drive, puts it back in his feet. Under 4 minutes in the third, and that's Hart with the assist. And they've done it again. Hart's just been pulling in with some big motion here. This attack range is playing a nice skill. Thompson right toward outside, the screen on Tim Hardaway Jr. Loses the ball, and this will be last touch on New York, as this will be a new change for the Pistons and for the Knicks. Amir Thompson is checked out as Holland is checked in. And checking back the other way, as right now Anunoby is checked out. And checking back in will be Miles Bridges, Miguel Bridges, and Cameron Payne. Holland finding Harris. 5 to shoot. Harris stepping in over Payne. Over Hart, no good. Mitchell Robinson with another 2-point, another rebounding opportunity. Finding Brunson. Brunson on you to Mitchell. Oh my! He just makes it slamming to knock someone down. No offense foul. What happened with Detroit? Well, he took a little whack out of him. I think that happened with, he really just made that one bump in trouble. That's something that you don't mess up on. Talking about giving my Detroit Pistons with only 3:14 to go. Now you see the spirit. I know what they're doing. They just really have been dugging it off. I never see what's going to happen, but they've really been separating between the shot clocks and game clocks. They're already been knocking things down. Wow, that is crazy. They're really been keeping an eye out of the way. Just don't tell them what they're doing it for. They really get it out. The NBA playoffs presented by Google on 2K Sports is brought to you by American Express. Don't live life without it. The all-new Kia Electra, the official auto vehicle of the NBA. And by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. Jack and Jalopy are coming to VidCon by Anaheim in 2025 and a PanelCon, and they have finally been releasing it. If you're looking for your next stay, feel free to get yours on a ticket by heading to vidcon.com/tickets to get to Anaheim, California. You'll meet tons of creators here that have been right around from the corner, and you will be able to enjoy it for as long. So far, Jack and Jalopy are in the panel. This this will be for you, so don't forget to stop in by. Payne with a finish and a drive and a foul is picked up on Schroeder. That'll be the second personal foul and their first team foul for Detroit. Points out the toss was filling 10 games. He was really giving all over anything. That Thunder was given a big lead, 23.2. I don't see no very wide. Cameron Payne heading to the free throw line, shooting 2 with under 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. He knocks down the first free throw. And he also played it with the Phoenix Suns years as well, so Miguel Bridges definitely did join them. Until this happened, this definitely made some new changes here, as Miguel Bridges and Cameron Payne are still together. But this is what the time has been released on, after he went from Brooklyn Nets, and now he joins in with this one, before Cameron Payne joins in with the team. Yeah, I gotta say now that Cameron Payne is definitely there are big substitutions that he's really been keeping it on for. And how much he was really been liking basketball, I'm sure he's really a great guy. I say is now is that, why the heck not? Well, they really done it all anything. They really do now. I mean, anybody can be a hero like that. Of course, I always definitely say so. It's one of the big takes in to show how it's done. Let's make it happen if Cameron Payne scores it again. Hopefully so. Shooter it off again to Beasley, and now back to Shooter again to score. Pistons are moving it all around and back to score. And there's the foul. That will be on Achua with his first personal. With David Aldridge talking to by from JP Bickerstaff, this is what he was really been doing. We were really stuck up behind, but we are not going to stop this here. We have to keep playing like we do for it. If we don't get this in time, we need to start stepping things in. Without the Cavs, it must be his first season in the postseason to get that with a fair start. Not always when you do for. I mean, that's definitely what the hard coaches are definitely training him for. And sometimes the better reason is this really give them a hard chance to put the effort. Stewart missed the first free throw. And I'm not telling you now that Stewart's not bad of a player, but he was really been stepping in patiently. This is definitely what makes him uncomfortable to do for all and plenty. And without anybody, they've really left behind. Nothing really stands out if you can. Oh yeah, I mean, I know that Isaiah Stewart is definitely really pushing in there. He will make the drop the second free throw in with only 2:20 to go. That's not the way that they've really been pushing in for. We have been stuck down. This is what happens between both teams. They really need to find a way to get through. Holland turns it over. Now it's the Pistons' ball. Here comes Beasley. Beasley moving around, carrying on him. And Fontencio again to Holland. Screen coming. In toward middle, and reaching a foul will be on Mitchell Robinson with his first. And third team foul for New York for under 2 minutes. Well, they're not shooting it so well. This is not what they just choose to start. They've really been pushed out. Cannot lose the effort. You can't lose the strategy when you do for it. Shooter. 5 to shoot. Shooter for 3. That's missed again. Robinson with the rebound, over it again to Hart. This Schroeder is definitely really on hold already. Just only 2. But watch out, if he misses again, he's going to be 1 for 7. Robinson up, and miss again, put it back in, no good. Holland is right over it again to Schroeder. Schroeder spins around. Schroeder back steps it. Trying to watch closely, now finds Holland. Holland, outside. Pass in middle of the score. Good pass in. That's another assist here for the Pistons. As this will be again on Holland. Hart in the middle. Trying to move around. Not finding again Achua on a shot. No good. Back to Hart. The rebound. Finding again a Payne. 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Over to again to McBride. 5 to shoot. Screen for Robinson. Around the move. This one stopped. McBride takes it over. Payne still has it. Payne with the alley-oop. Oh, wow! Robinson just does it again for 2 in a row. After a great assist here, put up by Cameron Payne. He really took a slack after it. Wow, man. I really never see what's going to happen like that. Not at all. But Tuccio still has the ball. No steal given over. Stewart and reverse. Good. That will be a 50-36 game. Robinson now sends it again to Payne. 10 seconds left in the third. Payne going in. 3 seconds. Chance for the shot. And good. Payne just fakes it over. And as will do for the third quarter, it will end. 52-36 to score. There's been a pretty tightness battle here, but it might be 2-0 for the league series for New York when we come back after the break. You're watching the NBA playoffs presented by Google on 2K Sports. Be back for the fourth quarter. And let's have a moment now to reveal the State Farm assist of the game. What sometimes gives it over here, I just really say that this is why Mitchell Robinson really made that great pass by Cameron Payne, and this is what happens here. Up it goes in reverse. I say that drive is definitely really amazing. I mean, can't hurt. Down to a final quarter here in New York City. Hope you're having fun, and this is where we are finishing up for the first game of the doubleheader. Here they are, the last 5 of the group. Brunson's with Bridges, and Ananobi's with Achua, and Karl Anthony Towns in center. Here's Bridges following the basket on the alley-oop pass for Detroit. Bridges fades up, pass to Towns. Towns move around and he's bumped. That will be a foul on Duran. His first personal foul, their first team foul, regains for Detroit. This is nowhere match with Karl Anthony Towns. He's been like putting it in. How did he ever make it through? Well, he was tripped up. I mean, not really sure what's going to happen. Karl Anthony Towns heading back to the free throw line, shooting 2 with only 7:31 remaining. He hits the first free throw for Towns. I know you're going to expect now for the regret for Karl Anthony, but I say that he might just do all what he can to give anything. Possible enough. I know that Karl Anthony Towns might be the big take, but not for long. If somebody would be able to play for him, I'm sure we got some overall achieving stance. Here's Hardaway Jr. with only 7:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Hardaway Jr. for Durant, Cunningham from outside. Passes to Durant, slams it down. That one takes an hour or two. On operating, it is now a 54-40 game. Brunson finding Anunoby. In the middle, Brunson, and good. Brunson takes a nice take to drive it up again with another 2-pointer. Only a 56-40 game. Durant against Karl Anthony Towns. Sides back, and an arrogant skier for Durant. Towns got a great defensive effort to try to pull it back in. Brunson slides it back. Looking for an open gap. Towns around Durant. Tough shot. Oh, he done it again. That's another one slam dunker to give that one an energy for the crowd. Now, can you hear that? I sure do believe that they've really been knocking him down. Harris up, and a foul will be on Achua. That'll be a second personal foul. First team foul for New York. Tobias Harris heading back to the free throw line, shooting 2.
At the line, 2 shots.
It's the first free throw. Now with some new changes here, Chu is checked out as Josh Hart is checked back in. And we're looking at Tobias Harris right from the start of it. His professional career has been playing it for one of our biggest. First, he was able to play with in the 2011 draft pick with the Milwaukee Bucks. And he has made his next tribute with the Orlando Magic by 2013-16 season. And then it was Detroit Pistons that he really made his way through by 2016-18 season. And then following in was the Sixers. And then he made his trade back to the Detroit Pistons. They were so happy to have him, and nothing really matters with Tobias that he has really been keeping in all along. How do you feel about now when you make him go back to Detroit? I wouldn't say I wouldn't go back with that. I would say is that you really have been missing the whole team here for the Detroit Pistons, but now, good news is the contract is still good for Tobias Harris to keep things going. I'm really sure enough that he would do so, I think, to give it everything with his whole life and me. And now I know that he really have to do that. After Josh Hart with the layup drive in a 60-42 game, 5:24 left to go in the fourth quarter. Pass to Hardaway Jr. On the screen by Thompson. Here's the pass and a nice alley-oop in reverse. That puts two-hand jam down, and we're going again for a reverse dunk. And that's Hardaway Jr. with the assist. Keep out of trouble out there, words. You're not going to play anything that's going to be hard on tape. No one's living up to his feet, and they're really even pushing it out of the way.
Knicks lead 62-44.
Timeout given by Detroit Pistons with only under 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. They're sure enough, they're just keeping it on just anytime, any better. And with this one, this doesn't make anything big difference here. Jalen Brunson has been electrified for tonight. Oh yeah, definitely do though. They make him feel proud. For this one of the game, we have our next game coming up. This will be a Mile High, but it will be the Nuggets and the Clippers. The rematch here at Mile High, Denver, Colorado. We got our best of the players in the seat here for you. It is a 1-0 lead series for the Denver Nuggets. This will be our next tape to show how it's done. And following along the next game for tonight, as we have the Bucks taking on against the Pacers, that will be our next day to show how it is by 7 p.m. And then a final game will be at the new change-off time, 8:30 p.m. here for the Lakers versus the Warriors. They have kept all the games allowed only on Son of Beast. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and keep you up to date here by entering the icon bell to show how it is. If you don't, somebody will. Now some new changes here for the Detroit Pistons, as right now as Thompson's trying to make a never new change here for the offense and defense. Cunningham finds Thompson. Thompson trying to back it up. And now finds Cunningham. Sab sprint. Cunningham up. That two-pointer misses, and a rebound by Durant goes in, and this one got a great D by Towns. Here's another take to Brunson. He now finds Bridges. Bridges pass to Brunson. Brunson finds Bridges. Bridges selling it in. Here's the three. That's another miss here for New York. They're not shooting really well often, and they're just missing everything. All the three-pointer was simply ripped out. Cunningham sliding back down, finding Tim Hardaway Jr. The screen by Thompson. Up at the payoff drive, he got it again. That's Tim Hardaway Jr. with another two-pointer with 3:50 to go. I've never seen how this happen, but that really makes it a nice change. Hart, again to Towns. Towns looking like he was out of nowhere. Looks over to Hart. Time to shoot. Up for two. That rolls in and out. It's rebounded by Thompson with under 3:30 to go. And Kay Cunningham goes out of bounds. It's now Knicks ball with 3:25 left. That's bad. That's like an alley. He just went over the sideline and then, yep, touched it. Stewart checked in for Jalen Duren, and now with only 3:25 left, here's Brunson. Brunson, a screen by Karl Anthony Towns. Wide open look. Another miss by New York. 3:12 to go in the fourth quarter as he announced it again, Tim Hardaway Jr. Able to try to find a move, looking again to Stewart. And Stewart pops in, good to go. That's another two-pointer for Isaiah Stewart from Detroit. Under 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter as he's trying to look for a struggle. Not really anybody's making a struggle afterwards, but they really are sucking it in. Towns for three. That's missed again. 2:43 to go in the fourth quarter. It's not really like picking it up. That second half has definitely bounced them out. They really are all over him now. Can't make him lose out of it if you're doing it. Okay, Cunningham, wow. He made a three-pointer. Just a 62-51 game. They're just really like pushing their way to the limits. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but they really kept on out of the way. Timeout given by New York with only 2:21 remaining in the fourth quarter. And with that one, with the Stanley Cup playoffs, it'll now be the next thing to know for. Once game 1 and 2 is finished, we will be heading you on the other side to show what the next game is. So at this point, this won't be anybody that will be playing in for real. And for this game, it will work. It will only have 5 games, the best of 3, here for the Stanley Cup playoffs. Coverage starts on May 3rd, only on 7 feet. Get ready to make your choosy picks for the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's back again for season 4 of the postseason. That will be all games here to show how you can handle this challenge. And speaking of which one here, the challenge is down. You have some tickets left here for the BFDI and Anime Insanity. There's only 1 ticket spots left. There's not much time to think about it, so you may have to choose your ticket wisely for some expansion plan here for Los Angeles and in Seattle. Tickets are out now on BFDI.tv and animeinsanity.com/tickets. An outsider is at your New Balance player of the game. The player of the game of the night goes to Karl Anthony Towns. When you may have an easier for Karl Anthony Towns, you may have the better situation for Mr. Cat. He's definitely one of our biggest of all, and he's been playing it for. Make it done right. Bart, outside for 2:12 to go. And right into the corner with a drive, and Eagles will stop. Bridges up. And that one will be stopping in for Duren. Thompson, right toward away. Thompson, outside, finding Duren. Trying to move in. Stopped again here by Towns. And now the pass by Ananobi. Gives a shot. That's missed again by Harris. Hardaway Jr. trying to roll it in. Bounce pass to Cunningham. The screen by Duren. Cunningham rolls back to Harris. Back to Thompson. Thompson back over and toward the opposite side, finding Hardaway Jr. And he'll make it number 2. The flash shot in. That one will be Thompson with the assist. 13-4 run in the last 6:34 game. This is what the minute is putting in for some big time efforts. That's what simply what they're choosing to do for it. And they really have to make it all happen. Here's Bridges for 3, and that's good. From outside pointer from Miguel Bridges, and down to a final minute in the fourth quarter. 65-53 is the biggest of the magic of number appearances. They're really dumping it out. Of course they are. They really are showing off that it's a big take. Like you really stands a crowd if you're doing it. Hard. Move around inside. Gets it back. And a foul. Bucket wall. That'll be hard with the first 2-pointer as he makes it in. Tobias Harris with the foul, and this will be 1 free throw for Josh Hart.
Josh Hart at the line. 1 shot.
Now some new changes here for the Knicks and for the Pistons as Mitchell Robinson's checked in. Karl Anthony Towns moves over to power forward. And this other team will be the Detroit Pistons to make new changes. And Art makes the free throw. Here's Saucer. Opposite side, looks the shooter, makes the three for 30 seconds. And it'll be another offensive foul on Detroit. That will be Stewart. And this one changes over to New York. What's happening out there, Detroit? They're really not stepping in that much. That's what's causing us going to be a problem with that. They've really been dipped out. Payne, outside. Toward his own. Slides back. That finds Miles Bridges. Good ride. Quarter two. Rolls in and out. And that's going to do it. With the hope for Detroit, and they won't get it up in time as they will end up from game number 2. 68-53 is your final score. Detroit still like they've been shut down in New York, but it won't be happening enough at all to be done for. Yeah, they did. It just never really makes it happen, but that's what you have to do for. Keep trying. Better take hard and effort. And that's going to wrap it up, folks. Along with me and my broadcast partner with David Aldridge, I'm Son of Beast. This has been a presentation of the NBA playoffs on 2K Sports. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all again next time. Adios, everybody. Alright, thank you very much, guys. And for our biggest of the win, New York Knicks may able to take a 2-0 series over Detroit here at the Garden. Here's what they did with the total statistics. They only got 40% for the New York, just in between of the field goals and three-pointers. 91% for the free throws and only 12 fast break points. Just about 44 points in the paint. With second chance points, it's only 13 for New York Knicks. Then 17 bench points was only Detroit. 17 assists for New York. Both teams have received in between 12 and 30 offense and defense rebounds. 3 steals must have maintained it for New York Knicks with 2 blocks. And only 2 turnovers with 16 fouls, 7 dunks, 18 biggest lead. And their time possession for Detroit, 17:05. Well, it doesn't really make anything that hard. But that's simple enough, they just really kept on coming. Yeah, they sure did. I mean, they really are just going off and out of the way. They really didn't think that they would be able to win afterwards if they were able to make it in time. And now they did. They really kept on coming. Alright, Ballpoint Pen, I'll send you over to the 3-star players of the game. Let's have your takes. Alright, thank you so much. Here are the box scores. The 3rd-star player of the game starts over with Isaiah Stoller with 13 points with 8 rebounds, 6 out of 8 field goals, and he only had 13 performance effort. This is a big change off that he's really been finishing it off right away. Doesn't make anything easier than that. Then, number 2 star, right on the other side of it for the New York Knicks, as we've seen things coming. This goes to Karl Anthony Towns with 13 points with 15 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. That's the biggest in the 5 out of 10 field goal range with 1 3-pointer, and it was 3 dunks with 16 performance effort. Doesn't really make that one happen? Of course not. And your number 1 star player of the game, this one gives it over, and that being said, the New Balance player of the game, but the best game was Jalen Brunson. He scored with 16 points with only 3 rebounds, 1 steal, and 6 out of 8 field goals. That's definitely one of a big change here, but he was able to make that one finish off. 23 performance effort. That's a big one to make that one finish drive. Possible are endless. That's how it is going to happen. And now you know, we folks, they must admit it that they're really keeping it in. Well, pressure makes sense anyway. Thank you very much. And if you're ready for the second game, Nuggets and Clippers are on its way next. So don't miss the next game out, as we will be able to be heading back with you shortly right after these messages, as there will be more coming underway. Thanks for watching the first game, and peace out for a while as the NBA playoffs on 2K25 dial. This is me, Phone, and along with Ballpoint Pen, see you next time. See you all for the second game if you're joining with us. If not, then go away. I wouldn't say that if I were you. Anyway, thanks for joining us, and so long in New York City. Bye-bye, everybody.
If you don't, somebody will.